Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead. I am the host of the RNG Radio Show, and good morning to you. Hope you are enjoying this wonderful Thursday. So I want to clear something out of the air because I typically will do a live show, and I want you to understand this recording moving forward that technical difficulties are a pain in the rear. So if you happen to see this and you normally like, wait, I didn't catch this on Facebook Live. I didn't see this on live. Is he sure he was waking up on live? I did wake up. It was just for the fact for the past 30 minutes, I was trying to be Mr. Zoom Tech, and it just was not working. And then I'm looking at the time like, oh no, how am I going to get the word out to the people? So I had said, you know what? I'm going to record, which is what we're doing right now. Put it up on YouTube. And if you're watching, you should be watching from YouTube. So if you're watching from YouTube, there's a button. There's a button right there. There should be a button on the screen somewhere that you can subscribe to more videos such as this. So, but without further ado, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started with the show. And to get started, what we're going to talk about, credit repair. Because I'm in to fix it like a wicked. No, I can't. Nope, not today. Probably wasn't the best thing to do at this time in the morning trying to freestyle. Just wasn't going to work. So one of the services through the financial services company that I do work with, by the way, if you're not doing anything today at 12:30, I'm having a lunch and learn going over medical collections and bills and how to get them removed through us, and also how to get them removed by yourself. So by all means, please stay tuned in for that. And if you happen to miss it, like, but Dan, how was I supposed to know about it in less than 5 hours? What am I going to do? Well, I'm pretty sure if you go to YouTube again, that video will be there. So what can my credit repair company that I work with help you with? What other free services involved? So if you've been following, you notice that we offer 12 free services. If you didn't know, we offer 12 free services. If you'd like to know more about those 12 free services, 267-702-3756. Now, one of those free services, credit attorney. So we love to help people. We fix people's credit reports in a legally and trustworthy manner and fight abusive debt collectors. That's all I got to say. I don't, there's more stuff on here, but the difference between you fighting your dispute letters, you can send them off, send them out. But when it comes back to actually doing the fighting, these abusive debt collectors, that's actually where we come into play. But if you got your own credit attorney or if you're an attorney yourself, hey, rock out. That's the way that you should go. And some of the features that, or I should say to you in regards to how that they are becoming abusive is the following. Repeatedly calling you on the telephone. Now, repeatedly calling you means that they're calling you in the morning, calling you afternoon, they're calling you at night right before that 9 o'clock marker. Speaking of 9 o'clock marker, if they're calling you before 8 a.m., if they're calling you a little after 9 p.m., contacting third parties to the debt. So that means your mama, your brother, your sister, your uncle, June bug, cousin across the street, your neighbor that just moved in, a little bit creepy, but they calling him too. They calling the dog owner, the one that be like pooping in your backyard, that owner they're reaching out to. So those would be the third parties. And then threatening you with actions that the debt collector cannot presently take, such as garnishments. Now. They cannot take garnishments, but trust me, can they allow themselves to take you to court in order to get those garnishments? By all means, but it takes a while before it gets there. And above all, they want to pretty much settle this before his court. They pretty much want to settle this before it hits the court system. So it's always best to just work with them without having to go through the wage garnishment. Just a little bit embarrassing, Now, if you have been victimized by a debt collector, we can help. We are happy to discuss the details of your case and confirm your eligibility. So I'll be honest with you, not every attorney in this world, not every realtor, not every resume writer, and not every credit repair specialist, is going to be able to fix every single solution that you come across with or that you are dealing with. So because we have a team of credit attorneys that are willing to fight for you, prime example, if you have a car note and you are disputing the car note, and your car is parked right out front, and you try to dispute that car note, and the credit attorneys are like, well, we can't help you. You're driving that car that is currently open. Now, if you got a car note that's not in your name, should have never been in your name, but yet the credit bureaus are saying like, no, that belongs to you. We know that that's you. We know that that's your car. And you know for a fact, my date of birth doesn't match up, nor my social, and the credit bureau's not doing anything. I don't know what to do. That's where the credit attorneys come into play. Not me. I'm just, doing the whole thing to show and represent the financial service company. So that is pretty much the free service folks utilizing the credit attorney. Now, before we continue on, I have a wonderful special guest, author T.P. Major. Now, author T.P. Major has written a book called Lessons from the Palm Tree. So I wanted to give you a little bit excerpt as far as who T.P. Major is before I bring her on. T.P. Major is a mother, grandmother, and yes, I'm reading it. Yes, this is her. I ain't trying to mess up no bio. So T.P. Major is a mother, grandmother, cousin, friend, and soul sister. Her greatest desire is to see people win. In fact, her personal mission statement says it all. To allow the sun to shine through me at all times, to be the best person I can be by constantly learning, growing, and maturing gracefully. To do something new or accomplish at least one major goal each year. To be a better person this year than I was last year, and to positively impact the lives of everyone I meet. And ladies and gentlemen, she politely put it on here, and she's just getting started. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me share my screen with you so both of us can be introduced, or I should say for myself, reintroduced to the one and only Miss T.P. Major. In 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this interview today. Today with me, I have none other than the author, Tasha P. Major. Tasha, thank you again so much for coming on my show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. So I know we had talked before, but for the audience and everybody else that's listening, tell me a little bit about, the books that you write, who you are as an author, so the folks can know at home.
Okay, sure. I'm from Philadelphia, North Philly to be specific, born and raised in Philly. I live in South Jersey now. I'm about to celebrate my 52nd birthday next month, so I'm super excited about that. Woo woo!
All right now.
Yeah, but this book, the first book that I published last year, was a long time coming. It's something that I actually started writing almost 20 some odd years ago. And every so often, some thoughts would come to me, some ideas would come to me, and I would just jot them down and then put them away. And I did that for a long time, a little scared, of what people might think and all of that. So last year, I was determined to really set a schedule, give myself a deadline, and do it. And so I did. And my first book was really a compilation of not only those things that I recorded over that length of time that I kind of sat on my gift, but it also gave me the ability to introduce some other things, some other experiences that I've had in that time as well. So it just ended up being such a wonderful opportunity for me, almost like it was therapeutic to, get all of that out. And it's been received so well, and I'm so grateful, so blessed.
Oh, awesome. Now, for folks that missed it, what's the name of the book again?
Yes, this book that was released last year is called Lessons from the Palm Tree, and it's under my author name, which is T.P. Major.
Okay.
And yeah, it's 5-star reviews on Amazon so far, and it's being so well received. I can't even tell you. I'm just so grateful. So grateful.
Awesome. Now, is it just on Amazon, or where else can folks get this book?
Yeah, so it's on Walmart.com, Target.com, almost any online book distributor has it. Someone actually told me that. I didn't even know. I thought it was only going to be on Amazon because I did self-publish. I was actually in the middle of, I was at work, and somehow or another my book came up, and the person I was training said, oh, let me see if I can get it on the website that I go to for all my books. And she said, oh my God, it's there, it's there.
Wow.
So I said, oh. So, you know, it's, yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it. Different platforms have it.
Great. Awesome. Now, I know you had mentioned going on Walmart, and now I know you said that you took close to 20 years as far as getting it off the ground. As far as your passion for writing, like how long would you say that you've been thinking about writing, wanting to do writing?
Oh gosh, that is such a great question. I actually started writing when I was a little girl.
Okay.
Yes, I have two really good friends of mine. We've been friends for 50 years, over 50 years. And the three of us used to put plays together. We were the writer, the producer, the director. We were the ushers. And the neighbors would come out to our little 10, 15-minute plays. And it's so funny. We used to sell, our tickets were, I think, 25 cents or 50 cents, something like that. This is the 70s, mind you. And we would serve a cup of Kool-Aid. So when you bought the ticket, you got your seat and you got a cup of Kool-Aid. So it was great. So yeah, so I've been writing my whole life. I can't remember a time when I wasn't writing poetry and different short stories and things like that. So this is just the first time that I actually published, you know, what I wrote.
Okay, awesome. Now, I know we already talked about the first book. I know people can go to Walmart.com, they can go to Amazon.com, or they can just merely go to that Google search bar and type in T space P space major book.
Yes.
And you will
Yes. Yes.
And I'm just making sure y'all understand that for the folks listening at home.
Yes, make it clear.
Author PP Major. Now,
Yes.
do you have any upcoming books that you're currently working on right now?
I am. I'm currently writing the second book, which is a follow-up to Lessons. It's called Tamara. And Tamara is really about one of the main characters in Lessons. So one of the characters that everybody seems to fall in love with, her name is Mrs. T. T for Tamara. And so the second book digs into her childhood, how she became who she is, and really even giving more lessons, you know, as they got in Lessons from the Palm Tree, but life lessons that she tells through her childhood experiences. So you'll laugh, you'll cry a little bit, but, you know, at the end, it's just a feel-good book that, you know, just helps people really along with their own journey.
Awesome. So, folks, make sure you got your tissue box ready for the crafts. Make sure you got your tissue box ready for the last as well. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, for those that are just starting or may have felt like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to write ever since I was a little girl, a little boy, what advice would you give to somebody right now that just really can't break that writer's block? What would you tell them?
Yes, it's so funny. I had a conversation with someone yesterday around that very same thing. She wants to publish her first book and she wasn't quite sure how to go about it. She's a poet, been writing for a long time, and now she's finally, just like me, having the courage now to get it out there in the public. And so the first thing that I always recommend, and this is whether you're writing a book or doing anything in life, seek wisdom. Always go to someone who has done and been successful in what you're trying to do or what you hope to achieve. Because there is never, ever a time in life that you know it all. You know, you never have all the lessons you need. You never know everything you need to know. So it's always good to seek wisdom from successful people, not from Cousin Boo Boo and them, but successful people.
I'm glad that you said it so people know.
Yes, yeah, we don't want Ray Ray's opinion. We want real, concrete, the fruit is evident kind of wisdom that can be poured into you so you don't fall into those same pit holes that you might fall into otherwise. So that's number one, regardless of what you're trying to do, is seek wisdom. Then the other thing, for me personally, I had to find the right pathway for me to get my voice out there. And I did a whole lot of research. That's something that I do. So I was just researching a bunch of different ways to be able to publish. And I said, okay, of course, going through a publisher is absolutely the number one preferred way because they do the legwork for you. They do the marketing and all of that. But that wasn't available for me. You know, from what I read, from the research that I did, you kind of really have to be able to find someone who's willing to take a chance on you. And most of the sources that I found, they want you to pay for that first without any guarantee of them picking you up. And I'm like, no, my dollars don't work like that. No, I'm not giving anybody's dollars
to work like that. Y'all getting bonus lessons out there. I just want y'all to understand, never pay for something that is not a guarantee. Because if you go to McDonald's, ask for a cheeseburger, pay a little $1.18, you expect to get a cheeseburger.
Exactly.
Consistency of a guarantee. You get your what you ask for.
Exactly. And the young lady, it's so funny, the young lady that I talked to just yesterday, she said, Tasha, I sent my money into this. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. She said, they not only didn't respond to me, but now I can't even get a hold of anybody. I said, okay, yeah, you should have called me before you sent that money to them.
We would have taken it.
Right. I mean, you smart. I got Cash App. Right. Cash App. I could have told you some stuff. But, you know, that's one of those things where if you don't know, you don't know. And that's why seeking wisdom is so important, because had she reached out to somebody before she made that move, they would have been like, no, hold up. So again, for me, that was not my experience. That did not work for me, getting a publisher. So I had to self-publish. And again, I'm a seek wisdom person. So I'm connected to some wonderful folks who have already done what I wanted to do. So I reached out to one of my contacts and I said, hey, I know you have like 7 or 8 books. How did you do it? And that's when she introduced me to Amazon self-publishing. I had no idea that they had that. Wow. Would have never known if she hadn't told me. So that's something that worked for me, and I'm going to continue to use them because it worked. It's fantastic.
Okay. Now, to dive into this briefly, I don't want to take too much time of it. What was the cost associated with self-publishing through Amazon? Was it like a monthly fee or?
No, it's so amazing. So I'm not trying to hype Amazon up because Lord knows they got enough money. But they give you everything soup to nuts of what you need to publish your book. And there's no upfront cost. There's no monthly fee. Now, I'm already an Amazon Prime member. I probably need a patch for how much shopping I do. I mean, you know how people need a nicotine patch?
Yeah,
I need an Amazon Prime patch.
When they tell me 2 days and the grocery store is closed or riots is going on, and it's like, I can get this Wednesday.
Oh, I mean, I can get this every day. Right, yeah, it's a problem. But anyway, I digress. But they have everything you need, from templates for your book cover, templates for your book. They have videos on how to do every single thing. And once you get to the place where you're ready to move forward and contract with them, they have an explanation. Everything is detailed, outlined. They have FAQs where most people have questions, of course, before they sign a contract with anybody. And they outline it all for you. There's no surprises. So you get to pick the contract that you want. How much are you willing for Amazon to get from your royalties? You get to pick. Do you want to do 80-20? You want to do 70-30? And it all depends on what you want them to do versus what you want to do yourself. So I'm telling you, it's a wonderful, wonderful platform. And I highly recommend it to folks if they want to self-publish and have the tools that they need right there. And I downloaded the template for the book, and I just popped my text in there and re-uploaded it, and there was the book right there. It was that simple. You know, I learned lessons in that first book, errors that I made that I won't make again in the second book, but it was just so easy. So easy.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I don't want to cut this interview, but I know that you got to go eventually. I wanted to know if you could please the audience's ears today, if you can, by reading the expert. Please, please, pretty please.
Oh, I'd be happy to. So the first time that we did this, it was my first book signing last fall, and I had a beautiful woman read it for me. So I'm going to do a piece of what she did. It was so powerful, I think. So this is chapter 6 in the book. It's on page 30. And this is where we first hear from our Mrs. T, that older, wise woman who is pouring her life experience into a younger woman who's struggling. She's having a hard time. And so this is Mrs. T speaking, and she's introducing herself, her true self, to this young lady. Okay. All right.
All right, hold on one second. Listen up, y'all. Put down the phone. Get some popcorn. I need some cup of tea. Make coffee. Sit down. We got to get into this expert, y'all. Y'all need to listen. All right, go ahead.
Yes, Mrs. T. Here's what people don't know. Everyone calls me Mrs. T, but my mama named me Tamara. Last name is Angela. My name has power, honey. Okay? I'm a palm tree. You know the ones. We weather storms. We bend this way, that way. Roots deeply planted so we stand strong. Right there in the midst of crazy wind, torrential rains and violent seasons, full of power. Sometimes it feels like we're just gonna up and give out, but there we stay, rooted. Had a bunch of missed opportunities though. There was a time when I was too blind to my struggles to recognize when it was necessary to step up and into my destiny. Sometimes the opportunities came and I was knee deep in sorrow. You know, sometimes life will give you the middle finger, honey. Hurt by the very people supposed to protect you. Unexpected trauma that knocks the breath right out of your soul. And if you're not paying attention, that opportunity with the potential to change your life will pass you right on by. That's the introduction to Mrs. T. Lessons from the Palm Tree, chapter 6, page 30.
I love it. Everybody that's listening, y'all know that y'all are palm trees. Please go to Google, Amazon, Walmart, search T space P space major and look for that book. And what was the name of the book so everybody knows again?
Yes, Lessons from the Palm Tree.
Lessons from the Palm Tree, folks. Tasha, thank you again so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
Folks, I do this daily, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Check me out on Facebook Live, or you can check me out on YouTube for replay of past interviews as well as past shows. Tasha, thank you again so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we'll cut that. All right, I'll cut that.
Oh, y'all wasn't supposed to see that. Y'all wasn't supposed to see that at all. Let me stop with the share screen. Okay, it's done. It's done. All right, I was trying to cut it before it got to that because we just had a great time on that interview. And TP Major, you are an amazing sister. So much, and appreciate you so much for having you on the show. So let's wrap this up here, folks, because I want to get into a few other things. So real estate tips. Yes, it is career time. So for those that are still looking for a job or still need assistance looking for a job, and for those that I promised I was going to get your resume, I will be working on that this morning for you. So this morning I went to CNBC.com. They have an article actually published earlier this year, February 11, 2020. Somebody had put up, I've been interviewing for 20 years, and these are the 3 best resume examples based on the experience level. So, folks, I don't want you to think that 20 years of resume writing and experience and interview candidates is all going to be compiled in here, because things change on a daily basis. The advice that you got from 90s, or I should say in the early 2000s, for interviewing is completely different today. We're doing Zoom, for crying out loud, and YouTube, and people can go on there. Speaking of which, that is actually a good idea if you upload a pre-recorded video of yourself on YouTube and then share that. But
I don't want to go too much into it. We can talk about that another day. Today, I just wanted to talk about some tips, specifically. Now, they go over different levels, but I saw the junior level, and I figured, I'm like, hey, you know what? That is going to be for everybody, because some people might not have the numbers that they're showing based upon what they're asking for the experience level. And then some of the entry level stuff is like way too entry level. So essential tips: showcase strong teamwork skills. So instead of just saying I, responsible, conducted, led, you know, incorporate some way, somehow, that you definitely still work with the team, or that you were doing some type of team building skills. So that way people could see like, oh, this person is not afraid to work with others. Include only relevant work and internship experience. My current job doesn't know that I used to work at Burger King, nor do they know about the other middle in between jobs that I had while I was in college, and, you know, even the break period where I was, not saying I was doing something strange for a piece of change, but there were jobs on there as far as side gigs and labor gigs that just don't need to be on the resume. So if you're going for a job as a cashier, make sure you got customer service experience up there. If you're going for a job working in collections, working in a call center, make sure you got call center experience in there. If the job that you're going for does not match up with your current job duties, make them match up or show how they match up. And if you need to trip it up, have I done miracles before? By all means. But you got to give me a call, 267-702-3756. And then, see, this is where a lot at. This is what I'm talking about. Leave out the professional summary. No, 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 and no, and no, and no. It's your name, your address, phone number, email address, and then right under there should be your summary of qualifications / professional summary or profile. Now, if you need help writing that, give me a call, or by all means, what we're going to be doing together is Googling on what your sample professional summary should look like. So definitely leave out the objective. Those days are over. There's no reason for you to put down that you need to showcase that you are looking for a job. Every employer is going to know that because they're getting your resume. And that was it for the resume writing tips. I just wanted to give you a little tidbits for there. Now, for my real estate agents, what's up, y'all? Now, my real estate agents, to be honest with you, if you are looking for a brokerage, if you're not happy with your current brokerage, now, if you got something smart to say and say, but what if I'm with EXP? What if I'm done with them? What if I don't want to be with them anymore? What should I do? Well, if you are with EXP and you are looking to move, come talk to me. I don't even care if I'm your upline, we're on the same team. If you're out in Chicago, Illinois, and it's like, Dan, I just don't see the point of EXP compared to other brokerages. Let's sit down, let's chat a bit, and let's work on some deals together so I can show you how great EXP is. Now, if you're with them other brokerages, give me a call, 267-702-3756. So this article is coming from theclose.com. Emile Putzinier. Here's what I'm going to do. I didn't say Emily because it's obviously got a heck of a tie. E-M-I-L-E. Le, for those that are French. Le, you understand it's a L with the apostrophe. E-P-L-A-T-T-E-N-I-E-R. This gentleman did an article August 7, 2019 about 11 new real estate agent tips to retire as a millionaire at the age of 50. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I'm 49? What if my birthday is next week? Am I still going to be able to retire? So think of yourself in the 30s category because in order to build a brand, in order to build a business, in order to build where you need to be at, honestly, give yourself 20 years time. Now, can people do it in 5? Can people do it by next week? Can people do it in 4 minutes? By all means, because it only takes that one deal to get you to the next level. So the first tip that they got on here, cultivate a growth mindset for every aspect of your business and life. So growth mindset means, how can I be better? How can I be better at what I'm currently doing right now? How can I be better at making phone calls? If I'm making 100 today, how can I get to 150? I'm making 200 today. How can I get to 300? So on and so forth. So be mindful that it's like, hey, how can I get better? Now, for me, I know where I need to get better at. This stomach has got to go, and I'm definitely going to be working on that. But once you cultivate that growth mindset to achieve better, you'll do amazing things. Number 2, move to where the money is. I was actually thinking about this even before I was starting the show. I was like, maybe my motivation should be part of following the money. So yes, move to where the money is at. If you know you have an opportunity as a real estate agent to sell $1 million house or be involved in $1 million listing, then take it. Take advantage of it. Back when there was a bunch of condos selling out left and right, one of the condos that I actually wanted to move into, 1414 South Penn Square, downtown, I was like, oh man, to live there would be amazing. And sure enough, one of my leads that was expired was for that same exact address. Now, I'm not going to give the specifics as far as where they're at, but if you do look up 1414 South Penn Square, you'll see what I'm talking about, right across from the City Hall, and it's the Ritz. Okay, what's wrong with as a residence? But move to where the money is that, you know, if, hey, you got a big fish, or you're trying to land a big client, or you're trying to get involved in that, there's nothing wrong with contacting expired listings in those price ranges and reaching out to those homeowners. You never know. They could be getting bombarded left and right by luxury agents or not getting their callbacks from those luxury agents. So, hey, shoot your shot and make it. Number 3, realize that every successful agent buys leads. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, agents. Yes, you're going to have to dig into those pockets and pay for some leads some way, somehow, especially once you get up to that point. Everything should be a working, automated machine. You should be able to wake up to about 10 to 15 leads every single morning, having your team look at it, your virtual assistant, giving a call, screening those folks, and then you doing the final follow-up. Now, every business model is going to be different. I've heard from both sides of the coin. Some people say, oh, no, I got assistants making those calls for me. It's not me. Or you have those individuals who are pretty much saying, like, no, I need that hands-on touch because there's going to be things that I can do that my virtual assistants or my assistants aren't going to be able to do. That's fine, folks. But what you do need to do is make sure you have a consistent plan and figure out in your budget, how am I going to be paying for some leads? And that's how you get from that 48 to 50 retirement age. And number 4, before I continue on. Now, mind you, I told you that there's 10 here, folks, so I'm not going to go through every single one because I want you to look at these articles. I want you to read. I want you to do your research, and I want you to think like, all right, well, the first 4 is helping me, but I'm pretty sure there's 6 others down here that could probably be beneficial as well. So take branding and marketing seriously. There's nothing like with putting your face out there to individuals. That's great. You know, shove it in there, letting them know who you are, what you're all about. Keep going with that. But have a serious approach to it. How are you branding? How are you marketing yourself? Do you have a YouTube channel? You know, are you going door knocking? Do you have a billboard up? You know, are you in the community? How are you branding and marketing yourself so that way when people see you, they see the real you for what you were? So make sure that you do take branding and marketing seriously. And I'll just throw in a bonus here. All right, so the other one, have a great website. Now, I'm just going to be straight into the point, folks. There are some brokerages like EXP that do your website for you, and others as well. I'm not going to knock Keller Williams. I came from there. But the difference between Keller Williams and EXP did the website for me. Keller Williams, I had to do my own website. Don't get me wrong, creativity was there, creating a landing page and getting the context and leads. So if you like doing that, that's great. But if I just needed something to share with somebody along with listings, EXP. All right, so make sure you do have a great website. Do-it-yourself WordPress websites. Some of them range between $50 to $99 per month. Or you could just join EXP and it's just included with your fee. Or you can just do Weebly.com, which is actually free. You're just going to have that ending. But I've been doing mine, RobertNathaniel.weebly.com. But when people click, they get to the site. So it just works. All right. And then last but not least, all right, so Governor Murphy, who's the governor of New Jersey. And this is why we need to focus on building our community up. Because Governor Murphy is going to be nominating the attorney to become first Black woman to New Jersey Supreme Court. This is what ticks me off, folks. How come you don't say her name? What's wrong with saying the name? How come you cannot say the name? So Fabiana Pierre-Louis is a 39-year-old South Jersey attorney who was raised by Haitian immigrants in Irvington, will be only the third Black justice to serve on the Supreme Court and the first in a decade. So, Fabiana Pierre-Louis. That is Fabiana Pierre-Louis. I want you guys to listen to it and resonate with you. Fabiana Pierre-Louis. Fabiana Pierre-Louis. Fabiana Pierre-Louis. So let's dig into a little bit more. And this, of course, is my Kings and Queens section, because you know I'm going to talk about how we are pretty much on the rise and how we've been on the rise in the past by going over Kings and Queens in the current time as well as in the past. So, but I came across this article. I was like, nah, this needs to be showcased first thing in the morning. So, Governor Murphy said he did not choose Pierre-Louis because of the national discussion that has erupted in the wake of the recent killing of George Floyd, an unarmed Black man who died in police custody in Minnesota. However, given the challenges which are being brought to the forefront of our society and the questions which will undoubtedly rise to reach our Supreme Court, core issues of socioeconomic equality and equity, there is no better meeting of an individual and the times, the Democratic governor was saying during the news conference. So, folks, look up Fabiana Pierre-Louis. Show your kids Fabiana Pierre-Louis. Show your neighbors Fabiana Pierre-Louis. I need you to even lie, okay? My father, who I don't know where he at. I'm definitely one of those kids that I don't know where the dad's at. But my father was Haitian. So guess what? Fabiana Pierre-Louis, my cousin, I don't know if you heard, my cousin actually just became the first Black woman in over a decade to the Supreme Court justice. Yeah, I know it's crazy. It is crazy, but yeah, that's what they did. She's the first Black woman to serve on the New Jersey Supreme Court. Yeah, that's my cousin. Love her to death. She is amazing. I love my cousin Fabiana Pierre-Louis. You need to have that resonate within your children. I don't care what your background is. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian. It's the matter of letting people know the success. Because honestly, if you search Fabiana Pierre-Louis, you will get stuff come up. But pay attention to the news articles, because the news articles is pretty much the same. Governor Murphy. Not like Fabiana Pierre-Louis is not as popular as Mr. Murphy. So, with that being said, folks, we talked about, you saw the interview. I hope you love it. And you need to go get the book. Lessons from a Palm Tree. Go get that book today. But honestly, folks, I want you to always achieve more, always achieve better, and become strong in everything that you do. Today is a new day. Today is a new day for opportunity. Today is a new opportunity for growth and a new step in the right direction. You're always moving in the right direction once you got this up here, focused and moving forward. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking me out today. And as always, thank you so much. And stay blessed, my fellow millionaires. Have a great day.
Fleslet on the beat.